He was expected to take the throne and lead the next generation of footballers. Now he's only played 42 minutes of football throughout the entire year of 2024. Neymar is truly finished. He has destroyed his career and he has nothing left to offer at the elite level. I'm sorry, but someone had to say it. The Brazilian has had somewhat of a controversial career, dating back to his time at Santos, whether being injury setbacks, a lack of professionalism off the pitch, or his toxic relationship with PSG. His fall was always inevitable. However, the story is a lot more complicated than you think. But never did I think that it'd get this bad. People who watch football pay attention to the stats and completely disregard skill on the ball. But name me a player in world football with the skills of Neymar and the output to match. I'll wait. There's no one who comes even close. The Brazilian is arguably the most talented player of our generation, the one expected to dethrone the GOAT of football, the poster boy of world football. There's a reason why this man is the most expensive player in the history of football. Name me a player to finish in the Ballon d'Or top 10 while playing outside of Europe. None other than Neymar. Listen to what these coaches had to say on Neymar.
It's a joy to watch. As a spectator, I enjoy it a lot every time. It's nice to watch his plasticity, but not just the effectiveness, the personality.
He's a fantastic footballer, outstanding player, and
is there more talent than Neymar? I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know if this exists.
He has in his shoulders Brazil. You know, number 10 from Brazil is not easy to wear.
We have players like Salah having consistent season after consistent season, scoring goal after goal, who can't even get a sniff at the Ballon d'Or top 10. Yet this guy did it while playing outside of Europe? For Santos?
who?
Weren't they relegated last season? Bro, who even is Santos? Respect to the GOAT, of course. But I speak for everyone when I say that he has failed to live up to the expectation and that his body has crumbled underneath the pressure as a consequence. One thing the media is known for is building a player up only to break them down, and that's exactly what they did with Neymar. The media from day one have been on his neck ever since he was 16 years old. Imagine walking around your whole life with the weight of the world on your shoulders for you to become the best player in the world. See, for guys like Messi and Ronaldo, they never walked around with the weight of the world on their shoulders. They grew into the players that we know today and only took the responsibility when they were ready. But for Neymar, it was different. From a young age, he's always had the expectation to be the next Ronaldinho, to be the next Pele, an expectation that he still bears today. Whilst it's true we saw glimpses of the player Neymar should have been at Barca, where he arguably played his best football, scoring 105 goals in just 186 appearances on the wing. However, it was in 2017 when Neymar would make a move that would shock the world, changing the transfer window as we know it today. PSG would pay 222 million euros, a record that still stands today, for Neymar to become the player that would bring home the one trophy that has eluded PSG their entire history, the Champions League. Season after season, PSG failed to win the UCL with Neymar, and he was to be blamed. It seemed Neymar's dream got further and further away, and that he had failed to do the one thing that he was brought to Paris to do. It even got to a point where he had to watch from the sidelines as Mbappe took center stage. Bro got replaced by a teenage mutant ninja turtle. Things could not get any worse. But for Neymar it does. See, there's a common misconception that Neymar does not have any drive. But if you watch the way he plays for Brazil, he's a completely different player. The story of Neymar in Brazil is that of a very complicated and sad one. Neymar wears the shirt of Brazil with honor and pride. The Brazil fans adore Neymar and see him as one of their own. Neymar, time after time, continues to perform on the big stage, but just falls short when Brazil need him the most. One moment I always look back on that most people are quick to forget was the 2019 Copa America. Brazil played as the host nation, and it finally felt like the stars had aligned for Neymar to finally win his first major international tournament for Brazil. But as fate would have it, Neymar would suffer yet again another ankle injury, ruling him out of the tournament, and watched from the sidelines as Brazil lifted the Copa America on home soil. For Neymar, was it heartbreak for failing to deliver on the big stage yet again? Or was it joy to finally see Brazil back on top? You let me know. Despite suffering yet another setback, Neymar kept on scoring goal after goal, setting his sights on Pele's goal record for Brazil, a record that had stood for over 60 years. Think of all the players that had played for Brazil up till that point. R9, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, players that all failed to break that goal record, until one man finally stepped up and did the impossible. On the 9th of September 2023, Neymar broke Pele's goal record for Brazil, arguably being the crowning moment of his career. He's had great moments for Brazil, from winning the discontinued Confederations Cup in 2013 and winning Olympic golds in 2016. Great moments for him and Brazil. But my question to you is this enough? If you asked me, the answer is no, it's not enough. Since when are the Olympics and Confederations Cup considered to be major international trophies? They are side quests at best. This is not the prophecy we were promised for Neymar. We were robbed. Look, bro, I know how great of a career Neymar has had. Most players would only dream of a career like that. But he deserves more. Maybe in 2026, Neymar will finally have his moment with Brazil. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But without a doubt, he still has something to prove at the international level for sure. Neymar is a human being just like the rest of us. He too makes mistakes just like everyone else. But the truth is that the biggest blow to Neymar's career that most people overlook are without a doubt all the parties he hosted in Paris during his time at PSG. It was reported that the mayor of Paris said, and I quote, "He is an individual without respect," after reports of locals in the area complaining about the parties hosted by Neymar, with a guest list featuring the likes of Memphis Depay and Mauro Icardi. Who could blame bro for having the time of his life? It doesn't help that he was spotted at McDonald's days later after the article was released. Look, Neymar is an individual allowed to do whatever he wants. But for the good of his career, maybe it's best if he doesn't follow in the footsteps of Ronaldinho. But hey, that's just me. For all the ups and downs Neymar has had with PSG and Brazil, none of them hit harder than the day he signed for Al Hilal. Neymar is only 32, but chose to spend the peak years of his career getting paid in Saudi. Now, let's not lie, we all would have done the same thing. Neymar signed that Saudi contract and decided to call it quits. Saudi paid this man to retire, and you can't convince me otherwise. Neymar, rightfully so, is set for life and deserves everything that he has. But part of me feels that he will look back at this decision and wonder what could have been if he stayed in Europe. Maybe he could have won another Champions League, maybe the Ballon d'Or, we will never know. Players like Neymar are rare, especially in today's modern game, where players are expected to play in a system rather than express their talent on the ball. We are only ever gonna get one Neymar. We should appreciate him while we still can. If you enjoy football videos like the one you just watched, check out this video where I discuss what really happens at Tottenham. If you enjoyed the video, click subscribe. See you in the next